Or,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
uh-oh. Welcome to Coffee Hour, everyone. Thanks, Joe and Sandra, for being here. As always, almost always, you guys are almost always here. I love it.
You're always here, so we appreciate that. All right. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty easy when all you got to do is show up. I don't really have to prepare anything. That's kind of nice.
Well,
It's
when you get to know
nice.
the material,
Yeah, I mean, we always end up having a pretty good conversation, so I don't feel too bad about it. So I launched the paid community, and I have one member in there, which is great.
perfect.
Yeah. Um, which basically means she's getting one-on-one training right now because that's how it worked out. So she's getting a pretty good deal. But I'm thinking about like I've been mulling over in my head and procrastinating, which is
No way.
ultimately what I've been doing about how am I going to set this up? How do I add value where people will want to pay for it when I got so much value in the free community? And I had a call with a different coach in a business coaching group that I'm a part of, and the way that he does it, I found so simple and awesome that I figured I'm just going to do it like that for a while. Which is he has 3 group calls a week, which is a lot, but at this point, since I don't have like a whole fleshed out course and everything, all of that stuff in there, I'm like, you know what? I'll just show up 3 days a week for an hour. And like on Monday, we'll do a mindset call. On Wednesday, it'll be all neuro. And then Friday, it'll be flow. There's a bazillion topics we can talk about in
And
those.
we just let people decide what they want to talk about, or you'll come
No,
up.
I mean, I have like a curriculum.
Yeah.
It's not, it's an outline. Because I ran a group before. Joe was in it earlier this year. Was that this year? Yeah, February. Man, it's been a long year. um, a 12-week program where we went through a lot of neuro and a lot of flow in 12 weeks. So I did that. I have that curriculum and all of those lessons and slides and everything built out for all of that. Um, so I'm thinking of just expanding that out into like 6 months and just taking each one of those topics and just going through and recording every session, obviously, and using that as the course material for anybody that comes in. I feel like that'll be like the first iteration. And then the next iteration after 6 months will be shortening all of that into more digestible chunks so that people can um, walk through the course and then immediately get on the calls. And then the calls will have, a topic. Um, Probably not a lot of like really new stuff, but it would be more like when I first started online after COVID happened and the gym shut down. I went all in online and I started building an online program, doing the ads, and I paid for this mastermind group. And the way that they taught it was you run ads, um, and you build a course, and then you have calls, like weekly calls. But those calls are really more Q&A and refining what you've already done. The way they described it was the calls are when you're already in the race. But in order to even get into the race, you have to build the race car first. So there's an onboarding for them. It was like basically 8 weeks, I think. No, 4 weeks, sorry. 4 weeks of onboarding where they had a dedicated coach take people through the onboarding that they would launch basically every 2 weeks. And then after the 4 weeks, you have built up, basically it was your ads in your funnel. And then you could go into the advanced program. So
They're suggesting you build it that way? That was their
that's what I originally built.
build it.
Way back
Okay.
then.
Yeah.
But back then I was talking to the wrong people. I was talking to football players and poor ones at that. So it was a big crash and burn, a big learning experience. And I spent like $5,000 on ads. I went all in with everything that I had and it failed. But I learned a lot. And it was painful. So anyway, but I always liked that model. So I might try something like that, where the first 4 weeks or so is kind of self-study, where you bring yourself up to speed. And hopefully some of that can be done in the free community too. Right. And then the calls each week will be more continuation, Q&A, case study, and actual like practical stuff. So we'll see how it shakes out. But right now, I need one more person in the group, and then we're going to start doing the group calls. So
I didn't get any notifications about the paid group. Did you send things out that I missed? No.
no, why would I do that? That seems silly. I
Oh, I mean, oh, okay.
don't want anybody to know about it. No, I just haven't done that. I haven't done like a launch or anything. I literally just sold it and made it that day
All right.
because that's what I was procrastinating. Is like, well, I got to pay for it. So I got to have all this course material ready. I got to have the branding. I got to have all the graphics. No, I had a call with somebody and I was like, I got this one-on-one option and I have this group option. She's like, I'll take the group. I said, okay. I built the graphics. I launched the group that night. And I scheduled the calls. That's it. So there's literally nothing in there except for calendar links
Gotcha.
to the calls. So she's in the free group as well, and that's where she's getting all the content. And another shift that's happening like in the Skool ecosystem is that the top brass have been there's like 20,000 communities I think in there now.
Oh, wow.
They're projecting to be over 1 million by the end of next year. So like we're on the ground floor, which is nice. But the top communities that they're kind of really testing a lot of things in, the feedback that we're getting, because the mentorship that I'm a part of, he's won the Skool games 3 times this year, which is like means he's like top Skool community 3 times this year. They're doing really good things. But anyway, the feedback that they're getting to improve his community is to take the free community and really just cut all the excess. So instead of having just all the content in the world, cut it down to what's important, and then make it more of a. The idea is to make it more of a marketing tool to get people into the paid community, where the real value is. And go ahead.
No, I was wondering about that for 2 reasons. Well, one, because you offer so much there already. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, this is like such a great offering, but he's not getting compensated. What, like on the other end of me thinking about what I want to create, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of work. And it's like, thank you. And when, how are you doing? And second, this is more technical. I wanted to get access to everything, but it says I need to make a one-on-one appointment with you. But I don't want to take advantage of that. So should I make the appointment and not show, and then we don't need to show up to it, or you can cancel it, or what do I need to do to get to that level? Because I did everything else.
Well, I mean, do you know how you get points to
Yes,
level up?
I think,
You
yeah,
just
I get points by posting things, but there's a list of
people,
things you have to do,
yeah,
and the last one is make an appointment to get
yeah,
to level 3.
yeah. If you make an appointment, I'll just unlock everything for you.
But okay, I
That's the
just didn't
deal.
want to take advantage of your time.
But basically, I'm telling you about the paid community right now, so we don't need to do that appointment unless you want to actually go through a sales call with me.
Oh. No, but I want access to all the other stuff before it goes away.
Um, yeah, I can unlock that for you. No
All right.
problem.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? And that's the other thing. It's like I love that Skool is gamified. Like I really love that for myself also. But it helps people be more engaged. But something's going on in the free community where people are just not even doing it. Something like 90% of the free community members are still at level 1 or 0, whatever the lowest level is. And all you have to do is get 5 points to level up. You have to get 5 likes. Like I had one guy who did it today. He just went through the thing, he did all the things, he got 5 likes, he unlocked level 2. Easy, right? It's not difficult, but just nobody's doing it. So I don't know why that is. So I need some.
People there's so much online these days.
That's kind of why I need to like really pare it down. It has to be so simple that you just do this thing, take this action, on to the next. You know what I mean? It's like they have to, it's game theory. Like you need little wins that keep people moving in the right direction that you want. Um, so right now it's too much. Like it takes too much. Like even probably in the first like start here modules where it's like do this thing, you get a point. Watch this video, you get a point, right? That's all you got to do. I will like your thing to make sure that you get a point. Um,
Can I make a suggestion?
yeah.
Just from experience. So I remember when I first went there and it was like, tell us about yourself. And some people wrote these long things, and that was it was like, oh, I don't know what to say. I don't want to do that kind of immediate response. So like if you wrote like write one sentence about yourself or one thing like that, then it would have been much easier to go through it.
Yeah.
Like just honing it down more specifically. That's from my, I don't know if other people feel that way, but I'm guessing there are a number of people who do.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's 4 questions there. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? That's 3 questions in one.
Yeah.
What do you want to get out of being here? For fun, what do you do? Drop a photo of yourself. Yeah, I get that. That could seem like a lot.
Well, there's some people who love to write about themselves and other people not as much, right?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, definitely. I would, yeah, that's a good suggestion.
And I sent a friend your links and he said he had trouble getting in. I sent an email to you,
What's his name?
Mike Anderson.
That's weird. I mean, all you gotta do is press join.
I don't know. But anyways, I sent you his email, so maybe you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, I'll shoot him an email. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have a different email besides the Next Level Neuro email
Yeah,
that you want?
I have 2 that I use, mostly. One is just a Gmail address, bdayfitpro, at Gmail, and the other one is bday@neuroflowcoaching.com.
Okay. Wait, bday at neurocoaching.com?
Neuroflow. Yeah, neuroflowcoaching.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so the hard thing I'm trying to figure out right now is like, what's the neuro stuff that needs to be in there? Probably like high payoff drills, some breathing, some vestibular, some vision, some integration, and inhibition.
A couple cranial nerve magic tricks,
Yeah,
like
good.
this one.
That's a good idea. And then essentially it's like you just have the bare bones in there. Because right now it's just like I need people to go through the things. I need you to experience it. Just do it. It's not hard. Just go through it. And then they get a little bit of results. They feel better. And then um, it's kind of then I think my strategy is going to focus on um, doing the live workshops. Like last week, I did one on athletic performance and pain, and I'm not sure what the next one will be. I'll probably ask the community. Um, but yeah, those are all kind of, marketing tools. Get people to join the paid community. And then just building out the library. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah. I
Cool.
think getting on Skool has just been difficult for me in general between the few different communities that I've entered into. I forget that it's gamified.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest thing sitting here and thinking about the free community and kind of the what takes place or doesn't seem to take place inside that community. Um, and you may post about it and I just might be more oblivious, but I just don't ever feel like I remember. I mean, I know it's kind of the point of Skool and it's like one of the differences, but sometimes like I forget we get on so many different platforms that what is it that makes this platform unique and different? So maybe sometimes just reminding people about, hey, this is the point of the platform. This is stuff that you can do. This is in how you know, if you want to take advantage of it, this is how you're going to implement it and learn it for yourself. Right. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Do you have
maybe it's just my own mental handicap and that's not the situation at all. I don't know.
I mean, there's a video like in the start here about how Skool works and how you level up in each community. But
But that like reminder piece with like in a kind of like a regular post, like the mindset side of like how often are you trying to get into this community and level up? Like what's your goal to level up? Where that if there's like a basis type of I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I feel like there could just be nice reminders of
yeah, I mean, there's different. I see what you're saying, and it's like, what's the incentive for leveling up? I mean, unlocking courses, great, but I know some other communities they actually offer, you know, different types of incentives, like a one-on-one strategy session or call, one-on free training session or something, or actual physical merchandise, right? If you level up to level 3, I'll send you, I don't know, a drone. I'll send you a Thor poster.
do you have a target age range?
Yeah, it's kind of like I would say 25 to 45 maybe.
I'm just thinking in terms of technology awareness, understanding.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm more targeting technologically literate people. Yeah, for sure. And I mean you know, it's not like it's pretty cool. Is this your friend?
No,
Oh,
Mike Anderson's his name. I don't think he's very tech savvy, but he was very athletic and now he's in a lot of pain. And he's from Montana. So I said, you have to talk
oh
to
wow.
Bert.
Nice. I don't want to give my Instagram. Okay. Then don't. So I mean it's it's set up pretty simply, but it's just all it is just another, it's an education first platform, but it's all about building community. That's kind of the whole thing that they talk about quite often is like with AI and everything coming down the pipe next year, a lot of our jobs are going to be changing. Like we're not, as a fitness professional, I don't really have to write fitness programs anymore. Like AI will just do that for me. A lot of my tasks are going to be changing. A lot of I mean, I know of numerous people, and I've read stories about lots of people that are just chatting with ChatGPT as their therapist. And then they take all of their conversations to their therapist. And the therapists are like, yeah, that's a pretty good answer. Cool. But while
No
that's
way.
awesome, that's amazing. It's going to help a ton of people. The thing that's never going to go away is my nervous system and your nervous system like co-regulating together. But in order to do that, we have to be in real life, like in front of each other. So the big push with Skool as a platform, and I think in the coaching industry and everything else is like, it's community. It's actually bringing people together. And like on Zoom is great, just meeting and talking with people and building relationships, but in real life is even better. And we all know that from Next Level Neuro, like the in-person is so much better. Like the mentorship, weekly calls are great. You learn a lot. But when you actually come together, the learning is compounded exponentially, I think. So as far as like transformation and that kind of stuff, in real life events is going to be where it's at. And so I'm going to do that next year somehow. I don't know when it's going to be. Maybe not in the summer. Uh, maybe in the spring, maybe next fall. I don't know.
Or in Hawaii.
Yeah, seriously, like something like that might be the way to do it. It's all going to come down to costs and whatever makes the most sense. But I want to do that for this community, and I think Skool is a great platform, but for building community. And the gamification part, I just haven't figured out how to leverage it properly yet. Like for me, I'll show you something real quick that you can do. So if you go into your profile, you can see this activity thing here.
Oh,
And if you do 10 activities in one day, you get green. If you do that for 30 days straight, let's see.
Like stuff like this, like I literally didn't even know. I've been on Skool for a year.
Yeah, look at my boy AJ. This dude is killer. If you do 30 in a row, you'll get, because he missed one the other day. You'll get a little fire emoji next to your name.
hmm.
Let's look here. There we go. This guy. Fire emoji. 30-day streak. of 10 activities. Boom. Let's see, Devin. These guys are just crushing it. He's got the rocket, top 5% of community builders. And then the community that I'm in, Dan Harrison, he's got the crown because he's a top 1%. So
Is
like
that just in your community or in school in general?
Skool in general.
Okay. See, I didn't know that existed either.
Yeah. Yep. So that's, look at all these fire emojis. Ooh, what's this? So
But
there's
like, but to the to that perspective and that point, people in your community understanding the consistency of even using neuro in their own lives, like how much that matters for them to consistently use neuro,
yeah.
you know, them being able to log in and go through some stuff that's in your community, and for you to kind of engage and follow up that conversation, then there should be way more fires in there, because then you know that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing and they're like kind of figuring themselves out and they're paying attention. And your community probably shouldn't be free, it should be paid.
Well, I have a paid community. The free community is just my lead magnets. That's all it is. Instead of building a funnel for every single lead magnet, I have them all in one.
Yeah, so you just got to get the engagement for people in that community to better understand how Skool works, like idiots like me. Sandra, thank you for telling me that you didn't know that stuff too.
I mean, this is the first
Because I'm
time I
feeling clueless.
this was the first time I ever saw Skool. And like I'm also, I'm looking around like I want to build a scoliosis community where people, and I found like I have done work groups and I have an ongoing class and people love it because they know each other now over,
Yeah,
and that's been
perfect.
really powerful. But I haven't figured out the technology part.
I
But
mean, it's super easy.
yeah, that's what it seems like. This is a great system.
If you go right here, you can use my affiliate link,
Okay.
and then
My plan, yeah.
I get paid for it. But it's so simple.
When I decide to do that, I'm not quite there yet. I'm still
Yeah, I'll leave it right
figuring
there.
things out, but I will definitely do that because you're the one who introduced me. But along the lines that Joe was saying, do you want some suggestions? I'm very
Yeah,
sensitive.
I
Okay.
love suggestions.
Okay, because I have a brother who's like, don't give unsolicited advice. People hate unsolicited advice. I try to be
I
very,
mean, as a solopreneur at this point, like we all need feedback, right?
so this is along the
You have
lines
to learn
like,
how to take it or leave it. Like,
okay, great. I'm with you there. Yeah,
but
sometimes it's hard
I
to,
love,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
bring it
Along the
up.
lines as Joe is saying is like, I still have trouble, remembering to do my drills many times throughout the day. Like,
Yeah.
if you've thought of setting something up like where people could click, just a simple click, maybe that's in the paid group where, they have
It actually is.
it is. Okay, you got it
I
then.
have a habit tracker.
Yeah. Okay.
Show it to you. It's pretty cool.
But
Um,
showing a video, like pulling a clip of what you're going to show us right now, basically, and then putting that as a post, and then that would be kind of like a cool way of announcing the other one and explaining the how this app works or how the Skool works and the
yeah,
benefits of neuro, because that just applies, I feel like.
boom. Did my drills 5 times today.
I would want something where it's like, I just click every time I do my drill. Maybe it's too much for some people, but that gives that little dopamine, like I did it, until it becomes a
Yeah,
habit.
absolutely. I totally, that's the whole gamification thing.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there are a million apps out there that you can program that in, just put in like drills and it will Like one that I've used before is called Fabulous Habit Tracker, but that's all it is. It's just a habit tracker.
But
And
knowing that I'm not alone, that's not just the app, that there's a community that you are watching over it and cheering me on is what makes a difference too. For
yeah,
a lot of
that's
people,
why I
right?
built this habit tracker, because that's one of the things that, and maybe I'll try to run this as like a challenge in the free community. Um, I'll just put this habit tracker out there, and everybody that wants to download it and use it, great. And then we'll just do 30 days. And we'll see, you know, we just keep checking in, hold each other accountable for, this is all, this habit tracker obviously has a lot more than just neuro drills on it, but this is like the 7 fundamentals of flow, like the video that I have in there of all of these things. And it's just, the cool thing about this one is that, I said I already used my chart. Supposed to have a chart. I guess I gotta upgrade my plan. Like it'll have my other one has a chart that shows you like the streak that you're on. But you could use any app to do the same thing. But that might be an idea, is to like run a challenge so everybody starts doing the drills. And then we can leverage the community, keep each other accountable.
Maybe
Like,
like to start with one thing to track, not everything, or 2 things. Or
yeah. Yeah, like just do your drills.
yeah.
Just do your drills, Joe. That's all.
And then, well, that could be, and then if someone knows what all their drills are, then like the reward or something, or it could be 2 ways. But then after 30 days, they get a session with you to go over their drills. And you know
Yeah.
what they are because
Mhm.
they were written down or something. I'm just riffing, like thinking about what's the gamifying. Or especially if that's part of the paid community, is you get a bonus session with Brandon after you've done.
Really, the ultimate format for this is going to apply, one, to the individual who's got to deploy it, but then 2, there's going to be a win-win scenario that's kind of a semi-protocol ish for everybody in the community. But at the same time, then every one of us kind of has our own flavor that leads that community. So if we kind of understand this stuff together for one another, then it's just applying it to our own communities in that similar manner too, right? Besides helping ourselves figure out how do we best track our habits. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself about the neuro drills, and it's like, well, did you do the mobility ones? Did you do the vestibular ones? Did you do the cranial nerve drills? Did you do your brain flow pattern? Um, how did you apply your breathing drills today? Those different layers for kind of figuring out like how the different drills, once you know which drill works for you, but then there's the layer of figure out what those drills are. Now you start to track you doing your drills in those systems, then tracking like when is it working inside of the flow side of it. And then that's like helping a lot of nervous systems regulate much faster than people seem to do a little bit of it and then forget about it, or do a little bit of it and don't continue to do it. And so the daily accountability piece inside of a community is pretty cool.
Yeah. There's many, many layers to peel back, but yeah, the basic challenge is just do your drills.
and know you, right? Like, what are you doing in your day so that you're
Yeah.
using your right system that needs that drill? Which is just a lot of possibilities.
Yeah. So Okay. I really like this idea. Do like a 30-day challenge of just doing drills every day. And then, because then, yeah, I can share what I'm doing. People can share what they're doing, and we can talk about that in the community. It gives us at least a jumping off point for all sorts of things. I really like that. That's nice. Because otherwise, it's up to me to like come up with stuff, and that's just my mind goes way too many directions all at once. And I end up talking about everything. So it's a good idea. I'm gonna implement this.
It's the
That
focus
sounds
I'm
like
trying
fun
to
on my
draw into
end.
my own life.
So I think I'll share the habit tracker, but I think I'll also mention and maybe put a link to some other apps that are really easy. Um, just for options, because the habit tracker is fine. Um, but as far as seeing progress, I don't know. I might just pick one app and we all do one app together and leave the habit tracker.
I think sometimes less is more in those kinds of things for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So instead of giving too many options, maybe we'll just do one, like one free app, as simple as possible, just like, and I'll even make a
Yeah.
little video of how to do
And
it.
and yeah, I was making a joke. Until our prefrontal cortex are so stellar that decision making, we never get decision fatigue, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Then we can have a
That's
gazillion choices.
exactly right. Cool. Yeah, this is a really good idea. I like this. So yeah, no, I got nothing else. I think it's good. I'm gonna work on it today and tomorrow.
So can I ask you a question about the platform itself? How is it, can you do what, like I have Teachable, that's why like I'm not wanting to switch it. I've been using that and I have it all set up, but can you do basically the same things you do there? I guess it's kind of like Kajabi. It's not gamified. But so does Skool offer that kind of thing? Like it can just offer courses one-off that people can join or?
Yeah, you can. You can have yeah, let me show you. So this is the paid community, and there's nothing in here except that. So what you can do is let's look in here. So these are drafts. These are going to go into the paid community. The ones that are here, so people can't see these. But like for this one, no, that's a bad one. Let's just look at this one. So in here, you can do a one-time price where they buy it once and they have access to it forever. You could unlock it after a certain number of days or at a certain level. So like you have to be at level 2 to watch the weekly coffee hour replays, which nobody's at level 2 except for like you guys. So good job getting your
Cool.
5 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can make it private so only people you select can have access. Like in yeah, oh, yeah. So in this community, this is the group community, but in here, his one-on-one clients are the only ones that get access to this course. So they have, even more stuff. I don't even know what's in there. But they get extra calls too. Like ads calls, advanced momentum, whatever that's about. content energetic. So these calls I don't have access to. I just get the tech calls and the beginning of the week calls. So you can do a lot of different stuff when you set these up. And then the other way to get paid is oh, well, where is it? There we go. Pricing. So right now it's free. I don't know. I was charging $7 a month for a while, and then I went back to free. I don't know why this person churns in negative 93 days. Something is wrong with Skool. I don't know. But anyway, you can set that up here. And when you change it, and so anybody that comes in right now, it's free. I can change it to a monthly price or with an annual option or annual only. And I think you can charge up to $9.99. That's like the highest you can charge. So I could do $9.99 a month, change it, have somebody join at that price, and then change it back to free. So I only charge that one person $9.99 a month. Everybody else is free. Right. And I know that that's actually how these guys do it with their one-on-one clients. Because I pay $300 for this community, $300 a month. But their one-on-one clients pay $2,000 a month. So they pay $199 or they pay $9.99 in here, and then he has them join the free community at $9.99 here. So that's how he gets paid through Skool, $2,000 a month, right? So that's kind of more advanced, but it's just another option. So there's a million ways to get paid. And they charge less than Stripe, which is nice.
Hmm.
So yeah, but I don't know that much about Teachable because I've never used it. But one thing that is different, oh, actually no, because you can now drip courses as well in here. So you could drip a course and like an email course, have you ever done those? Or does your course like have a drip, or is it just unlocked and everything's available?
Right now I just unlock everything's available.
So again, I don't know much about Teachable, but like Kajabi, I do know quite a bit about. And you need a CRM, which I use Go High Level. And the community, it's called Quantum Coaches, that I'm a part of. They actually have their own white labeled software from Go High Level that you get access to for free when you join their community. So I pay $300 a month, but I also get the CRM, and it's integrated nicely with Skool, and they actually look similar. So Joe, that's why I left A to Z and canceled everything from them, because I just transferred it over to these guys' system called Backpack. So that's how you'll do. You can actually send emails through Skool, but you can only do it once every 72 hours. So if you don't send a lot of emails, like when you write up a post, you can just click send an email to all your members. Send email to all members, and it will send it to every one of my 263 members. And I have it synced up, so when anybody joins, I get their email and it goes into an email, whatever sequence.
What's Backpack though? Backpack's just another Go High Level agency.
Yeah, let's just Go High Level. It's basically the same thing. Yeah. So I got all my email marketing you can do. It's exactly the same. They just they kind of pared it down a little bit, so they don't have as many
Yeah,
it's
I see what you mean.
quite as intense as A to Z stuff, but it's all the same. It's all the same functionality. You can actually do they have access to GrowthWorks as well. So you got all your AI content.
Mike has that too. I don't know why they've talked about that before a couple times. I've had that conversation with him.
GrowthWorks.
Yeah, they have that all built in. It's just whether they give it access to it or they don't. And Mike's talked about that a couple times and then whatever, whatever.
It's
But
basically the same thing though.
GrowthWorks is cool though. I mean, I don't use enough of those tools, and I just got so sick of sitting at a computer. So to sit at a computer and even use some of those tools, they just take a different level of thinking, and I gotta get in the right mindset to even be willing to want to do it.
So here's the thing is any of those tools are really awesome, but you have to be so clear on your offer and your market, your offer and your avatar. Because otherwise, the AI machine is just going to give you a bunch of stuff that it doesn't make sense or doesn't fit or is talking to somebody else, right? The tool is only as good as the clarity of the operator. So like Sandra has got a pretty good start knowing that scoliosis is her thing, right? Or working with people with like super sensitive visual systems. You're talking to a very specific person. Whereas I'm trying to talk to people who are athletes, but also business owners and who have pain. And it's like, that's been my number one struggle for the past 5 years. I'm sick of it.
Did you ever think of focusing on like football players, like after, who are old, post
So
football?
that was my original program was focusing on um like retired football players. But I just, I I didn't get the communication figured out, and all I was attracting was football players who were like trying to make it to the NFL, who really had no business even trying, and they were also broke. And I went broke trying to figure out how to talk to the people, and I just started to get away from that because I wanted to do more mindset coaching, and I was like really into flow states at that time, so I shifted. And I've been trying to figure out how to make all of that work. And so I've kind of come back to pain and athletes because I've been working with some athletes in pain, and the people that come to see me tend to be people in pain. And yeah.
Is your LinkedIn profile geared towards pain and athletes, Brandon?
I haven't looked at LinkedIn in months.
If
So
you
no.
if you touch up your LinkedIn towards pain and athletes, I'll introduce you to a guy who he's like the insurance brokerage for his agency or whatever, but it's a big area. He loves working with athletes that are now insurance agents. So for the types of pains that those individuals would have, or for the things that they could do in their lifestyle to like prevent from getting pains, that could be a nice like paid speaking gig potentially in a few different states depending on his different regional levels of stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm right now. So I love that you brought that up because
if speaking interests you,
it does. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is like I need authority, and I don't have much authority in the market right now. So
but
it's like I need speaking gigs. I need to get on podcasts. I need to get my name out there and get some content out there on. And if I can borrow someone else's authority, like on a good podcast, or if I can get on a stage and speak, then that would be really helpful.
The I mean, introducing you to Eric, I would definitely share your podcast with Kirkowski and Mike T. Nelson, right?
That's the other thing. I need a place to, I gotta upload that stuff like to the free community, maybe.
Like, yeah, just getting people to share those podcast episodes or get people to listen to those more often, or
Just
when
have
you
a
have
place where
outreach, just be like, hey, I'd love some feedback. What do you think of this?
have,
But to me, the way you talk about flow and the stuff that you'd experience in both of those podcasts, I think are awesome.
yeah, appreciate that.
What
I
about,
don't know if Mike
oh,
supplies it
sorry, let you finish.
and with the unless you if you want to, but flow matters, right?
Yeah, I mean it in my opinion it does. But trying to get people to make it matter to them in their day to day that's been a challenge communication wise. But productivity
I
matters.
agree.
Creativity matters. Like productivity seems to be a really big thing. That's a
But
good
flow,
bridge to flow. Um, and
good
most
bridge
people have
flow.
experienced it in athletic pursuits. So that seems to be another bridge. And that's where pain comes in because pain is the number one blocker of flow and just high performance in general. But anyway, yeah, getting onto a stage or onto a podcast to talk about that kind of stuff is helpful. And I need to I need to like gather those things up and put them like into Skool or something. Just an area where I can point to people like, here's a bunch of resources. Here's a bunch of places where I've been talking about all this stuff. Just links.
Grab some of your own editing clips out of some of those things and use them as posts. Share them.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be a good thing to put one of those VAs to work on.
Yeah, I don't have a VA. You got one? You want to be one?
Oh, I thought you had a little one.
No, I had a girl doing social media for me for like a month, but
Oh, well, I'll listen to those two
didn't work
podcasts
out.
again and grab some stuff for you.
If you can, that'd be amazing.
I can because I've got Fountain podcast apps and it makes it really simple for me to do that.
All right. I'll give you money for it.
Well, I won't tell you no.
Okay, great.
Um,
I,
so
I gotta go,
I-
but this has been great. I really appreciate you sharing this, and I'll be quick. I just wanted to throw out the idea of one of your strengths now is also being a dad who's an athlete, who's trying to balance all of that. And there's that, I could say more, but just thinking of who you're targeting,
Yeah, I've thought a little bit about that. It
especially, yeah,
was like
okay.
pivoting again, but you're right. Like it's
It's just making it a little more niche,
yeah,
dad, athlete in pain.
yeah. True.
Okay, thank you. Have a good
love
one.
that.
See you
Thanks,
soon.
Sandra. Thanks for being here.
So you didn't show up this weekend, but we had the live or whatever,
Yep.
and it was the set Q2 material. And now I'm finding more knee pain. Is that I need to increase my mobility, or is that
Because you
increase
have
my
more knee pain?
well, like my vestibular stuff doesn't seem to be responding as much. Like
Mhm.
I don't seem to be getting as quick high payoff with any VORs, where before it was like, oh, let's do some VORs.
Yeah,
and,
just
and I mean like the head tilt ones.
gotta make it harder. Do VORC.
I'm gonna make it harder. Oh, so that's I guess step it up doing that way.
Yeah, you get more frontal load, but you can also load your VORs like put a band on the shoulder. Or in my workouts, I've been in an isometric lunge and holding like a plate. Okay. And then doing VOR. So just a ton of load and an isometric in a non-neutral stance. And that's more advanced, but just get out of neutral stance would be the first progression. Like get into some kind of sport specific stance. Or just stand on one leg. That'll make it harder.
Okay. Because I was like just doing a few of them, I just get like a negative response. And where before like
Negative
everything it
response?
was like, yeah. Like for the not so much the yes, no, no's, but the posterior, anterior.
If you're getting a negative response, you probably want to dial it back. You need to regress the drill to find where your minimum effective dose is. So do less.
No, well, I just mean like in generally speaking, like before all of that stuff, my body was like, yes. And now my body's like, no. And
Okay.
now I have more, and now I notice more random pains in my knees where before I never did.
Okay.
So that drive my focus back towards like the regression side of what you said. That's what I was thinking when I kind of asked the question. Should I be regressing towards more of the mobility side of it? Like since my
Yeah,
vestibular response changed.
yeah, those are kind of separate things. You could try some mobility drills and just see if they help your threat level. But the vestibular system
Oh yeah.
is different. Like if something may have happened that caused some vestibular dysfunction, so now it's like more sensitive, or it's deconditioned or something. I don't know. But it's causing more threat. So you want to regress it, find a place where you can train it at and build it back up.
Cool.
Yeah, so just find, do those VORs and find if you used to do 10 reps and it was amazing, but now 8 reps is threatening, then drop it to 5 and see. You just need to ask your brain, like, what do you want? And then just start building it up from there.
Okay. Well, I was overthinking it, so thanks.
Do less.
Not that I ever do that.
Do less. Do less VOR and less thinking.
Sounds good. Let me know what your week looks like. I want to get you on that HRV device.
Yeah, I mean, where are you? Are you in Mesa?
I'm in Mesa, Gilbert in the 202. North 202.
Yeah. My dad's here for a couple more days, but maybe like this weekend, I'm more free.
All right.
Okay,
Sounds good. Enjoy,
all right,
Dad.
will do.
Peace, brother.
Later.